You're scrolling through cruise deals and suddenly, you spot it. MSC, 7 nights, balcony cabin, drinks, Wi-Fi, all for less than your last weekend at that budget motel with stale muffins and a flickering vending machine. That's MSC Cruises, short for Mediterranean Shipping Company. The name might sound more freight than fun, but don't be fooled. Sounds suspiciously amazing, right? You're not the only one raising an eyebrow. MSC has become the, wait, what's the catch, of the cruise world. Gorgeous ships, jaw-droppingly low prices, and somehow it's cheaper than 3 nights in Vegas without even hitting the slots. So what gives? Are you secretly swabbing decks for a discount? Do you have to rent your life jacket? Is there a hidden clause where you're the entertainment? Nope, but there is a reason MSC pulls this off. And actually, there are 11 of them. From luxury-sounding upsells to the wild fact that a cargo ship halfway across the globe might be paying for your mojito, these aren't your usual cruise hacks. And the final reason? It just might flip how you see cruise pricing forever. Let's break it down. Here's something most cruisers never think about, but it's a game changer. Unlike Carnival, Royal Caribbean, or Norwegian, MSC isn't listed on any stock exchange. That means no shareholders, no quarterly earnings calls, no pressure to squeeze every last dime out of every last passenger. MSC is privately owned by one powerful family, the Aponte family. They call the shots. They steer the ship, literally and financially, and that gives them a massive advantage. See, public cruise lines constantly have to impress investors. If profits dip for even one quarter, stock drops, headlines scream, and boom, they start slapping on more fees, raising drink prices, and pushing premium everything just to keep Wall Street happy. MSC doesn't play that game. They don't need to report to anyone. If they want to run a cruise at a loss to earn your loyalty, they can. And they do. Want an example? On Carnival, that cocktail might run you $13 plus tax and tip. On MSC, $9 flat. And guess what? No investor meeting required. Because for MSC, it's not about getting rich on your first trip. It's about making sure you come back for the next one. And the one after that. Think of it this way. If Carnival is like a massive corporate bank trying to please thousands of investors, MSC is more like a rich family-run business that can afford to think long-term. And if you're looking for a crazy good cruise deal, that difference plays very nicely in your favor. So now you know, MSC doesn't have Wall Street breathing down their neck. But here's the other reason they can afford to play the long game. They've got a very big brother in the background. Cruising? That's just one small slice of what they do. The real empire? Cargo. We're talking hundreds of container ships crossing oceans 24/7, hauling everything from smartphones to pineapples. They own ports, they run rail, they move the world's goods, and they do it at massive scale. So what's that got to do with your $299 balcony deal? Well, while you're sipping Prosecco on deck 15, one of their cargo ships is out there making millions, quietly paying for your vacation. The cruise line doesn't have to survive on ticket sales alone. That's a luxury their competitors don't have. Most cruise brands only earn money from passengers, so they hike up drink prices, upsell Wi-Fi, squeeze every inch of profit. MSC? They've already got deep pockets from shipping. Cruises are just their brand's fun, flashy side hustle. It's like Amazon selling the Kindle at a loss because they know you'll buy ebooks later. MSC is doing the same, but instead of books, it's containers. And instead of Bezos, it's Italian shipping moguls. So next time you're watching the sunset from your balcony, just remember, somewhere out there, a cargo ship full of lawn furniture may have just paid for your margarita. Here's where things get fancy, or at least fancy sounding. When you book an MSC cruise, it's not just inside cabin or balcony. Oh no, you also get to choose your experience. Bella, Fantastica, Aurea, Yacht Club. Sounds like you're picking a luxury lifestyle, right? But in reality, you're navigating a very clever upsell system, disguised as customization. Want to pick your dinner time? Bella doesn't allow that. Want breakfast in bed or flexible cruise changes? Gotta upgrade to Fantastica. Prefer priority boarding and spa access? Hello, Aurea. And if you want that private lounge, white glove, bubble bath at sea kind of vibe, Yacht Club, but bring your black card. See what they did there? They've turned things that used to be standard into premium perks, bundled them into sleek packages, and made you feel like you're in control. And the best part? By the time you hit confirm booking, you've just added $200 worth of extras, and you're feeling good about it. It's not a hard sell. It's a soft whisper. Would you like to cruise, but fancier? MSC has essentially wrapped their budget-friendly cruise in a glossy, aspirational shell. And people love it, because it doesn't feel like they're being charged more. It feels like they're treating themselves. Be honest, have you ever booked Bella and by day 2 found yourself dreaming of Aurea? Let us know. You're in good company. You see that irresistible deal, $60 a night, meals included, and you feel like you just beat the system. Balcony cabin, Wi-Fi, food, sign me up. Then you get on board, and MSC starts showing you their real talent, the art of the upsell. But here's the thing, they do it so smoothly, you barely notice. Want faster Wi-Fi? There's a package for that. Fancy a specialty dinner with filet mignon and truffle risotto? It's just a small upgrade. Mini bowling? 4D theater? Virtual reality roller coaster? Swipe your room key and enjoy. Even some shows have preferred seating with a fee, because apparently sitting dead center for the ABBA tribute concert is a premium experience. At first, you feel like a cruise deal ninja. By day 3, your onboard spending is starting to look like your last Target receipt. Wait, how did I even buy that much? But here's what makes it clever. Nothing's forced. You can enjoy the basics without spending extra. But MSC knows that once you're on vacation and you see people sipping cocktails at the silent disco or dining in the upscale sushi bar, you'll probably think, treat yourself. It's the same psychology as amusement parks. The ticket's cheap, but each ride, snack, or souvenir adds up. Still, you walk away smiling because it all felt like your choice. That's the genius. MSC doesn't need to nickel and dime you. They just put shiny, tempting upgrades in your path and let you do the rest. Ever caught yourself saying, just this one thing, and then 5 upgrades later, you're at the spa in a robe you almost took home? Drop it in the comments. We've all been there. Let's be real. When you first step into your MSC cabin, you might think, wow, cozy. Then after 5 minutes of unpacking, it's more like, wow, tight squeeze. That's no accident. MSC's standard cabins are generally smaller than what you'd find on Royal Caribbean or Carnival. Their basic interior rooms, around 151 square feet. Sounds fine, until you try to change clothes while your travel buddy is brushing their teeth 2 feet away. Why so snug? Because smaller rooms mean more cabins. More cabins mean more guests. More guests mean more chances to sell cocktails, shore excursions, spa treatments, and, well, everything we've been talking about. It's the cruise ship version of airline economy class. You still get there, but with slightly less elbow room. To be fair, MSC cabins are clean, well-designed, and have everything you need. But if you're used to a little more breathing space, or traveling with 4 suitcases and a yoga mat, you might end up playing a game of closet Tetris on night 1. And yoga? Don't expect to stretch out unless you're a cat. So is it a downgrade? Not really. It's a trade-off. For travelers who spend most of their time outside the cabin, eating, exploring, sunbathing, it's a smart way to keep prices low. But don't say we didn't warn you when you're hopping over your luggage to get to the bathroom. Not every MSC ship is a floating city with water slides and robot bartenders. In fact, some of them? Let's just say, they've been sailing since flip phones were a thing, but that's actually part of the magic. Yes, MSC has shiny new vessels like Seascape and World Europa, but a big chunk of their fleet is, let's call it, seasoned. Ships like MSC Harmonia or Lyrica have been around for decades, and they're still going strong. Why keep them in service? Because older ships are cheaper to operate. They've already been paid off. Maintenance is more predictable. They don't rely on flashy tech that breaks every 5 minutes. And no, they don't need a full-time IT team to reboot the virtual trampoline. All of that equals one thing: savings. While other cruise lines are investing billions into the next megaship with a skydiving simulator and sushi conveyor belt, MSC says, hey, how about a solid cruise with real sunsets and espresso strong enough to power a small tugboat? It's back to basics cruising, no frills, no fuss. Just the essentials done right. Food, drinks, sun, sea, and that satisfying little clink of ice in your cocktail glass. And for some of us, a little nostalgia cruising feels just right. Fewer gadgets, more sea breeze, and no need to download 5 apps just to order a coffee. Here's where some first-time MSC cruisers hit a little surprise. You're wandering into the buffet thinking burgers, fries, nachos, maybe a taco bar. And instead, you're staring at a tray of grilled eggplant, pasta with olive oil, and espresso strong enough to launch a lifeboat. Welcome aboard a European cruise line. MSC is Italian at heart, and that shows up on your plate. Think wood-fired pizza, delicate pastries, risotto that actually tastes like risotto, and coffee that doesn't come from a push-button machine labeled mild. Now, if you're into that, you'll be in heaven. But if your idea of a perfect cruise includes 24/7 soft serve, chicken tenders at 2 a.m., and fries drowning in ranch dressing, well, it's going to take a little adjusting. Their buffet isn't open around the clock. Their seasoning is subtle. There's olive oil where you expect melted cheese. And don't be shocked if you have to hunt for ketchup like it's a hidden treasure. That said, the quality, pretty impressive for the price you paid. It's just different. And for picky eaters, especially kids who've never seen zucchini outside of a cartoon, this might be the first culinary culture shock at sea. So no, MSC isn't cutting corners on food. They're just serving a different flavor of cruise, one that's lighter, fresher, and a bit more ciao bella than supersized combo. You won't find nacho fountains, but hey, try the pesto lasagna just once. You might surprise yourself. Here's the thing about MSC. They're not just here to make a quick buck. They're here to take over. Especially in North America, where cruise giants like Carnival and Royal Caribbean have ruled the waters for decades, MSC showed up like, mind if we crash the party? And they came in swinging, with price tags that made every seasoned cruiser do a double take. That's because MSC isn't aiming to squeeze out every dollar from each passenger. Not yet, anyway. Their current mission? Get you on board, fill every cabin, build brand loyalty fast. They're playing the long game. While other cruise lines are balancing shareholder expectations and tight margins, MSC's privately owned status lets them say, hey, let's undercut everyone, we'll make it back later. So when you see a deal that feels too good, it's not desperation. It's strategy. They know once you've cruised with them and realized you just got a week-long vacation for less than your last car repair bill, you're coming back. And maybe telling your friends. And maybe booking that fancy yacht club upgrade next time. They're not here to nibble at the edges. They're aiming to be the name that pops into your head first the next time you search for cruises. You think you found a loophole, but MSC wrote the rulebook. Low profits now, high market share later. It's bold, it's aggressive, and honestly, it's working. Most cruise lines design a ship, then hand the blueprints to a third-party shipyard, then wait in line behind 5 other companies, then pay a premium to get it built. MSC? They skipped all that. They basically said, we'll just do it ourselves. And they did. From shipbuilding to logistics to even owning some of the cruise terminals, you name it, they run it. It's called vertical integration, and in plain English, it means we don't rent, we build, we own. That's how MSC keeps costs down, while pumping out billion-dollar mega ships like they're assembling IKEA furniture. Fast, efficient, no middleman markup. They don't have to wait 2 years to build a ship. They don't have to overpay to outsource. And they don't have to design around someone else's specs. Every ship is tailor-made to serve their strategy, which, let's be honest, includes making it really easy for you to spend extra once you're on board. And remember, reason number 2? This isn't just a cruise line, it's a global shipping empire. Building ships is kinda their thing. It's like other cruise lines order takeout. MSC built the kitchen. And that kind of control doesn't just save them money, it gives them the power to shape every part of your cruise experience, from the marble in the lobby to the Wi-Fi speed in your cabin. The end result? A massive cost advantage and more freedom to pass those savings or temptations on to you. Once you're on board an MSC ship, something magical happens. Everywhere you look, there's something sparkly, something cool, something whispering, "Wouldn't it be fun to try this just once?" That's not an accident. That's design. MSC ships are basically floating entertainment malls, bowling alleys, VR arcades, gelato counters, silent discos, 4D cinemas, even Formula One simulators. And the beauty of it? Almost none of it's included. It's a masterclass in temptation. You walk past a sushi bar that smells too good. You peek into a show and realize the good seats cost extra. You see someone sipping a neon cocktail with dry ice fog and think, okay, maybe just this one. Swipe, tap, upgrade, repeat. But here's the twist. They don't make you feel tricked. You feel like you're choosing luxury, you're treating yourself. You're on vacation after all. By the time your cruise ends, you're wondering how you spent that much without noticing. Hint, it was probably the glowing drinks, the second spa day, and that professional photo of you holding a fake parrot. MSC isn't just selling cruises. They're selling moments, mini indulgences, and they've engineered their ships so you'll want just one more. It's not a scam, it's psychology with sea views. That cheap cruise you just scored, it's not a fluke, it's not a lucky break, and it's definitely not charity. You're not just a guest, you're a key player in MSC's master plan. Because while other cruise lines chase stock prices and quarterly wins, MSC is chasing you. Your loyalty, your repeat bookings, your word-of-mouth praise, your next upgrade to Yacht Club. They don't want to be the fanciest cruise line in the world. They want to be the cruise line you can't ignore. Every budget-friendly fare, every clever upsell, every glitzy add-on that feels like a splurge, but was totally optional, that's part of the bigger strategy. MSC is building a reputation. High-end look, low-end price tag. And once that reputation sticks, people start skipping the search. They just type MSC into the booking engine and go. And if you walk away from your cruise thinking, wow, that was such a deal, even if I did splurge a bit, guess what? They won. Because you'll come back. You'll tell your friends. You'll remember that name. It's not accidental. It's not lucky. It's not just smart. It's visionary. So now you know. MSC isn't just cheap. It's strategically cheap. From private ownership to shipping empire perks, from clever upsells to compact cabins, every detail is part of a bigger game. And you're not being scammed. You're being invited in at a discount. Now we're curious. Which one of these reasons surprised you the most? Have you cruised with MSC before and noticed any of these in action? Or maybe you're planning your first one and wondering if the cocktail robot is really worth it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing cruise stories, the good, the weird, and the high. I had no idea that robe wasn't free. And hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and share it with someone who's eyeing that too good to be true cruise deal. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on deck. MSC. Mediterranean Secrets and Cocktails. Who knew that's what it really stood for?